Welcome back to our online class. How are you all? Today is our bio class. Biology lesson. Why do we fall ill? The lesson, second last lesson of our reader. If you have readers, take out your readers or listen to the explanation here. Okay? All of you attentive here? Okay. Finish in our classes. Biodegradable waste. This consists mainly of human and animal waste. The wastage from our body, from the animals, that is biodegradable. Understood? The biodegradable waste enters the water supply and thus pollute the water. The waste provides an energy source, organic carbon, for bacteria. It is bad for human beings, but it is good for bacteria, microorganisms to grow. Organic carbon is converted to carbon dioxide in water, which can cause atmospheric pollution and acid rain. This form of pollution is far more widespread and problematic than other forms of pollutants, as a large supply of organic matter in this water provides an opportunity for oxygen consuming aerobic bacteria to multiply quickly, consume all available oxygen and kill the aquatic life. I have told you all earlier also, what is aquatic life, children? The life in the water, the fishes, crabs, spiders, small minute microorganisms which live in water are called aquatic organisms, and it disturbs aquatic life, this dirty water. Ask your teacher about aerobic bacteria. Aerobic means which breathe in presence of oxygen. Anaerobic, the organisms which breathe in absence of oxygen, is called anaerobic bacteria or anaerobic organisms. Next topic which we will study today is plants' nutrients. Phosphates and nitrates, chemical fertilizers from the agriculture, run off due to rain, and industrial waste enter into water through the sewage. The industrial waste of garbage, the dust, the pollution, the waste things what comes from the agriculture, industries, enter the water through the sewage and pollute the water. What happens in this water then? We can see algae blooms, weeds to grow, and bacteria spreads. Waterborne and airborne diseases starts from here. Microorganisms spread away in the water and smell bad. We come across this water. If you don't drink also, but in our locality it is there, so the smell will come. Decomposing plants use up the oxygen in water, disrupting aquatic life. It reduces the biodiversity and even kills aquatic life. Thus, this enrichment of water by nutrients leading to excessive plant growth and depletion of oxygen is called eutrophication, and it affects aquatic life badly. Again and again it has given the destruction of bad life and its explanation here. What is eutrophication is a compulsory 4 marks question. So read it properly, understand it properly. Do you know oil slick on seawater? In what way is it dangerous to aquatic life? Heat a high temperature, atmospheric high temperature, sunlight, or the temperature in April, May which we see. It can be a source of pollution in water. As the water temperature rises, the amount of dissolved oxygen decreases. Thermal pollution can be natural. This is very natural. Human beings are not doing it. It is happening by nature. God is doing it. In case of hot springs and shallow ponds during summer, this pollution takes place due to high temperature. The discharge of water that has been used to cool power plants or other industrial equipment is another reason. Fish and plants require certain temperature and oxygen levels to survive. This certain temperature is disturbed due to this continuous pollution and heat and summer sunlight. So this reduces aquatic life diversity in the water. Sediment. It is one of the most common sources of water pollution. Sediment consists of mineral or organic solid matter that is washed from the land into water sources. Sediment pollution is difficult to identify because it comes from non-definite sources such as construction, agriculture, logging, flooding, and city runoff, city waste. Sediment can cause large problems such as clog municipal water supply. Clog, something which stops the water supply, which comes from the government, municipality. GHMC, you know that, no? Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation. It smothers the aquatic life and causes water to increase turbid. Turbid water causes thermal pollution because it absorbs solar radiation, hazardous and toxic chemicals. These are usually human-made materials that are not used or disposed of properly. The industrial waste contains a large number of human harmful chemicals like acids and metals such as arsenic, lead, mercury, and cadmium. This leads to toxicity. Harmfulness, toxicity means something harmful. Domestic and personal use of chemicals can also contribute to chemical pollution. Household cleaners, we use strong head, bacons, dyes, paints in the home, solvents. These are very harmful for our throat, our skin, for small children especially, and cause accumulate when poured down drains or flushed down the toilets. In fact, one drop of used motor oil can pollute 25 liters of water. And people who use pesticides in their gardens and lawns tend to use 10 times more pesticides per acre than a farmer would do it. Pharmaceuticals, medical also, pharmaceuticals and personal care products including medication, lotions and soaps are being found in increasing concentration in lakes, rivers, causes water pollution. Hazardous substances like fluorine mixed in groundwater cause dangerous diseases called fluorosis. Define fluorosis: hazardous substances like fluorine mixed in groundwater causes dangerous diseases called fluorosis. Prevention and controlling of water pollution. How can you stop it? You cannot just see I cannot do it, I cannot help it. We have to try to make our society neat and healthy and pollution free. Water pollution can be prevented or minimized at least by adopting some measures. What are these measures, children? Toxic industrial waste can be treated chemically to neutralize the harmful substances present in it. Some treatment should be done. It should be burnt or cleaned, purified in the chimneys itself before it is released to the atmosphere, air, before discharging into rivers and lakes. Got it? The sewage should not be dumped into the river directly. It should first be treated at sewage treatment plant and remove the organic matter from it and in the form of manure, at least 60 to 70%. It will get clean up, isn't it? Less hazardous, less bad effects on our health. The use of excessive fertilizers should be reduced and the use of synthetic detergents should be minimized or biodegradable detergents should be used. Dead bodies of human beings and animals should not be thrown near the rivers. Like few days before it was near Yamuna river, Ganga river, which causes disease of microorganisms. Hazardous conditions for the general living in general environment gets disturbed. It causes toxic effects on the plants and animals too, human beings also. The excreta and other garbage should be treated in biogas plant to get fuel as well as manure. The water of rivers, streams, water ponds and lakes should be purified or cleaned. This can be done by industries or by the government. For example, Ganga Action Plan launched by Indian government. Trees and shrubs should be planted along the banks of the rivers so that the plants and all clean the air. They give more oxygen to us. There should be general awareness among the masses regarding the harmful effects of water pollution and also ways to prevent it. Waste paper, plastics, water, waste food products and rotten food and vegetables should not be thrown in open drains. Follow 4 R's to control pollution. What are those 4 R's? Reduce, reuse, recycle and recover. Reduce the usage of material to extent possible. If you in bad need of it, only start using it. Don't waste things. Go for the alternative energy resources that can replenish themselves without affecting other environment. Once the materials are used for their primary purpose, reuse them for some secondary purpose. Example, if you go out for printout, this is your live example every day you do for your projects and essays, reflections. When you take it on plain paper, white paper, you can use even the other side of the paper, isn't it? The, they don't do it, the shop fellows, because they want to earn money. What you should do, you should reuse the paper on both the sides. In the manner, you can save considerably amount of trees to be cut down to meet the demand of paper. Recycling is the next stage of reuse. Most of the materials can be recycled for use and recycled again and again till their properties are useful and are not degraded to an extent that can prevent their effective use. Natural resources are divine gift. Natural resources like sunlight, air, water are God's gifts to us, innumerable, without any limit, without any extent. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, and we should take care of it. We should use it properly. We should not disturb it, destroy it. If we destroy these resources, human life will become an unsolvable, miserable puzzle. A lot of diseases will happen, a lot of germs will come in our body and will fall sick. We should keep these resources clean and healthy. Got it? Not only for us but also for our future generations. These are the keywords and what all we have learned in air pollution, the diseases, the organisms. Next, we'll see the homework for today. Write in your class box and send me the pictures by 5. I know we have done it. We are doing it again. Revision. How does air pollution lead to water pollution? What steps can be taken up to control air pollution and water pollution? Okay. Why does the increased level of nutrients in the water affect the survival of aquatic organisms? Now, roadside, when you see plants growing properly, which cannot grow properly, find out the reasons and explain with the argument why this all is happening. Understood, children? Complete your work and send me the homeworks personally. Thank you. By 5. Assalamu alaikum. See you in next class.